Of all the great spirit speakers of the Asun'Ghar, few are as feared or respected as Asun'Ghar. To her people, she is a great spirit, an embodiment of the scavenger creatures of the wasteland. To the enemies of the Ash Waste nomads, she is a storm-birthed devil who picks over corpses and settlements alike, leaving naught but bones in her wake. Who Asun'Ghar is, or where she has come from, are secrets known only to the Grey Waste walkers, though sightings of her among hivers and guilders go back centuries, leading many to speculate she is either exceptionally long-lived, or more than one woman has worn the mask of the Lady of Ash. There are also rumours that she is something evolved from the wasteland itself, a creature of the Ashlands wearing the skin of a woman. Certainly, Asun'Ghar displays an almost psychic bond with wasteland beasts and other similar scavenging creatures, able to apparently commune with them and even direct them toward the enemies of the Asun'Ghar. There is also a palpable energy that surrounds Asun'Ghar, triggering animalistic terror in beasts and people alike, their instincts cowed before the majesty of the Lady of Ash. As dangerous as the Lady of Ash is alone, wielding an electro-charged spirit stave hooked like the beak of her grapplehawk with devastating results, she is rarely encountered without one of her wasteland beasts. The greatest of these is Terra's shadow, a great scavenger avian or macro grapplehawk. Unlike the smaller cybernetic beasts common to the hives, Terra's shadow is a huge and brutal creature of sinew and bionics that can tear a fighter apart in seconds. Individual fighters are little match for the massive beast, while it's strong enough to threaten vehicles with its razor-sharp talons. More than one ridge runner or quad has been hauled aloft by the creature, usually to be dropped from a great height with fatal results. Howdy and welcome back to Wellywood Wargaming. My name is Damon and this is the series where I give you bite-sized videos on every agent and dramatis personae in the game of Necromunda. Of course, I have done a separate series on hired guns, 60 videos worth. If you haven't checked that out already, please do. These guys are the agents though, and we're into episode 3 now with Asun'Ghar. Now it's about high time that we had some nomad love, so we certainly got some here with the third book in the Aranthian succession. This girl is the poster child for that book. Fantastic looking illustration, and of course Forge World has backed that up with an excellent miniature as well, or miniatures should I say, because this is two fighters. Asun'Ghar, also known as the Lady of Ash, is a fantastic looking character and an awesome looking miniature as well. In fact, let's have a look at the miniature first. As you can see, giant grapplehawk. Now when you read the lore and stuff and the stats for grapplehawks, they're quite a bit smaller and not quite as scary as this one. This one is of course a much bigger pterodactyl kind of vibe going on here. We'll get into the actual stats and stuff for that second, but let's look at the Lady of Ash herself as well. I really like this miniature, even if you were just to use it as a nomad chieftain or leader in your nomad gangs. I think this would be a nice proxy as well if you don't use her as Asun'Ghar the agent. Yeah, she's not bad at all. Let's just have a look at the special rules on her as well in terms of how she works as an agent, because there are they have different tables for every one of these and different costs as well. Now if you get a 1 to 8 with D6 plus your rep, then you can hire her for 120 credits, which is absolutely worth it. And if you get a 9 to 15, 240 credits. So 120 credits for the cheapest, 240 credits at the most expensive. To be honest, 240 credits is probably worth it for what she can do, combined with that massive grapplehawk as well. If you get a 16 plus though, she will not join you at all. You could use her and Terra's Shadow as leaders, and leader and a pet in your outcast gang perhaps, but just have a word with your arbitrator as how you might go about costing it. 240 credits, perhaps. I'm not sure if it's maybe too cheap for them. But yeah, like I said, talk to your arbitrator, because I'm not sure where most people are going to stand on costing these guys out as outcast leaders. But you certainly can do, because they do have a fighter profile, a fighter card. Now, in terms of the stats for Asun'Ghar, we have a movement of 6. So she's very fast, similar to a lot of the Ash Waste nomads. Weapon skill 3+, and a ballistic skill of 4+. So she's certainly better at fighting than she is at shooting. Strength and toughness 3, but 3 wounds, which is always lovely. 3+ initiative, 2 attacks, a leadership of 7+, a cool of 5+, a willpower of 4+, and intelligence of 8+. So Not too smart, but good sort of mental stats. Otherwise, the 3 wounds, the 2 attacks, the 3+ weapon skill, and the 6 movement are the sort of highlights there. In terms of the weapons and equipment she comes with, we have a blast pistol, 8-inch short range, 12-inch long range, +1 to hit at short range, strength 3, 4+ AP, 1 damage and shock, same as the blast pistol that you get for your nomads generally. She's also got the stalking knife, which is again a weapon that you get on the house list for your nomads as well. This one is +1 to hit, -1 AP, backstab, and then we've got the spirit stave, which is a unique weapon to Asun'Ghar. This one is a 3-inch versatile range, giving you a 6, 9, 12-inch threat range possible on the charge, which is pretty tasty. It's strength +2 as well, meaning that it's strength 5, -1 AP, 2 damage, shock, and versatile there as well. So pretty good weapon there. In terms of the stats, we have Born to the Waste, Infiltrate, and Stormwalker, which are 3 pretty good skills. Infiltrate obviously being the icing on the cake there. Being able to infiltrate with your pet is pretty nice too. She comes with the Ash Cloak, Mesh Armor, a Sky Mantle, and Terra's Shadow is part of the war gear there as well. In terms of the special rules for her, she is a Great Wasteland Spirit, so fighters must pass the willpower test before they can make a fight basic or charge double action against Asun'Ghar. If this test is failed, then the fighter can choose a different action. Instead, exotic beasts cannot make any attacks that would target Asun'Ghar, so she is immune to attacks from any exotic beasts, which I think is really, really cool in the lore there. Otherwise, it's basically fearsome. It's kind of the fearsome skill. Note that you can shoot at her normally. You just can't fight her. She's also got selective alliances. Asun'Ghar, the Lady of Ash, can only be hired by an Ash Waste Nomads gang or an unaligned gang during the fall of the Helmore campaign. So, again, you could probably use her outside of the Fall of Helmore campaign as well, though, I have to say. And yeah, in terms of the skills there, just Stormwalker and Born to the Waste, just highlighting what those do. I mean, everybody knows what Infiltrate does, but Born to the Waste, this fighter may ignore the effects of the battlefield surface. If fighting a Sector Mechanicus or Zone Mortalis battle, they may perform the Hide in the Waste double action as well, which is pretty cool. So she can hide. She's also got Stormwalker as well. If this fighter starts their activation while on the battlefield surface, they may add 2 to their movement characteristic, making her movement 8. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, what's not to like about that? Let's have a look at Terra's Shadow now, though. Terra's Shadow is a whopping great grapple hawk and a fantastic looking miniature as well. Movement 8. 3+ weapon skill, no ballistic skill, strength and toughness 4, which is definitely improvement on the normal grapple hawk. 2 wounds, initiative of 3 up, and 3 attacks. So pretty nice there. Mental stats are leadership 9+, cool 7+, willpower 9+, intelligence 9+. So certainly not particularly smart or anything on the mental stats there. And Terra's Shadow is equipped with Rending Talons, and they are as follows. They are strength 5. -2 AP, 2 damage, disarm, entangle, and knockback. So pretty nice there. Lots and lots of weapon traits on that one. So pretty nasty in close combat with 3 attacks and that high movement with infiltrate, and strength 5, -2 AP, 2 damage. Nasty in close combat, I have to say. That is basically Asun'Ghar. So not a huge amount more to say. Of course, Terra's Shadow is a flight beast. It does fly, so has the flying rules there as well. And also has actually grapple and swoop, which are 2 special rules here as well. Grapple, if Terra's Shadow successfully hits a fighter with its Rending Talons, it does not need to roll the hit. That fighter again in subsequent activations or with the reaction attack. So that's pretty cool. You just get to hit automatically afterwards if they survive. Furthermore, these subsequent attacks count as having rolled a 6 to hit for the purposes of disarm, entangle, and knockback results as well. Pretty cool. We've also got Swoop, which is a skill here as well. Terra's Shadow can range further from Asun'Ghar than most exotic beasts. Terra's Shadow must remain within 9 inches of Asun'Ghar rather than the 3 inches that most pets have to operate within. So yeah, really, really nice there. Very unique, and it's really lovely to have a little bit of Nomad love, because I feel like since the Ash Wastes box came out, Nomads have got very little support really. They had the Brute come out with the Brute Handler. Other than that though, that's pretty much it, right? We haven't had any Forge World stuff for the Ash Waste Nomads yet. And they've kind of fallen behind really. They're just not particularly good when it comes to the other gangs and their vehicles and stuff. So anyway, I really like Ash Waste Nomads. I love the lore. I love the aesthetic of them as well. And this chick really does add a little bit more to your Nomad gangs, whether you use her as Asun'Ghar or just proxy her for another fighter. But there's some food for thought there on Asun'Ghar, and I will be back with another video real soon. Peace out.